highest. Are you sure? Yeah, identify.
Well, would you like to do a Donald Trump and feel my vagina? You might get a surprise.
I didn't ask for your pronouns, so I won't assume. I won't assume. But today we're here at Turning Point UK. We're going to be walking around London with the MAGA attire on. We're going to be seeing what the British people think of Donald Trump. We often get told he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's misogynistic. Let's see what the British people really think. See if we can change their minds. Let's go. Hello. Good, how are you?
Yeah, grand, thank you.
What are you guys
going to make America great again?
Yeah, Trump.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm in opposition to his views and ideas and how he sees the world work. I think there's probably nobody more opposed. I know it's none of my business because I'm not an American.
Sure.
That's
specifically
beautiful.
do you not like about?
Well, I don't like the way he
Any of his policies? Or?
No, I don't care for many of his policies. I don't care for the way that. The way in America there's quite a lot of poverty, as there is in our country. Yet Donald Trump, reportedly a very rich man, seems unable to pay any tax to contribute to the overall.
Do you know that since Trump's inauguration, 3.5 million people have come off of food stamps and into the labour force? So
I didn't know that. No, is that a statistic that's correct?
That's the correct statistic.
Well, I don't.
Actually, Trump's done a huge amount for the working class.
Has he now?
Well,
I'm not aware of that.
He's added 5 million jobs to the economy. He's increased the average income of the average household by $3,000.
Maybe what's happening is he's being rather like our country, manipulated by the media, because he comes across as somebody who's an idiot. And I largely don't like the fact that I think he's a criminal idiot.
Can I ask what you think he did that was criminal?
Yes, he avoided paying his taxes when there's people starving in his country and the wider world.
Is there anything illegal about avoiding paying your taxes?
Yes. Well, morally corrupt, if not illegal.
Legally, he didn't do anything.
Well, it's probably
tax evasion.
There's probably some ancient law that means it's legal for me to get my ass out and drag it off the road, but it's
hey, there he is.
So you might say it's perfectly legal to avoid and cheat your way out and pay taxes. That might well be true. I don't know, but morally, it's bankrupt.
Sure. Donald Trump has paid millions and billions in taxes.
Well, no, he hasn't. He's paid $750.
There was one year where he paid.
Well, a man who pays only $750 on the money he's on is a criminal.
He's also released his tax returns where he paid $38 million in income tax.
And so he should. He should pay a lot more than that. He should pay his share.
He pays millions in property taxes.
Well,
he made losses that year.
I think you and I
worked within the system.
I think you and I could stand here and argue for a million years. I'll never see your point of view and you'll never see mine. I'll look at yours if you look at mine.
No, I've acknowledged that. You want to, Elba? Yeah?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go and have a pint now.
Would you care to tell me why you think he's racist beforehand? Because that's quite a big claim, right? It's quite a big label.
Why do I think Donald Trump is racist?
Why do you think Trump is racist?
Because
Can you give me some examples of where you think he's been racist?
Okay, well, shall I tell you the recent one that I've identified?
Yeah.
Is when the police force in America can go around shooting a black woman in her own home.
Yeah.
Accidentally, they say, but just by the reason that she's a black woman, it seems perfect. Or a black man can be starved of oxygen on the road.
Yeah.
And the president, the leader of the country, does nothing about that. I mean, I could stand here for a million years and say these things, but you won't listen, and I don't have time, so I'm going to go for a pint. But hey,
let me just can I tell you one thing before?
Go on then.
Do you know how many unarmed black and white people were killed by police last year?
I have absolutely no idea.
Would you like to take a guess? Maybe?
Well, in America.
In America, how many unarmed black people were killed compared to unarmed white people?
What, the comparison between unarmed black people that were killed
by police compared to unarmed white people? For each one. So black people unarmed.
Shall I guess 100?
100. And unarmed white people?
50.
9 unarmed black people killed by police last year. 9 unarmed black people killed by police last year. 19 unarmed white people were killed by police.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
1,000 people were killed by police overall. 250 were black. 400 were white.
Dude, me and you can stand here all day.
All I urge you is to just do a bit of research.
$750.
Do a bit of research on these things.
Okay, you do some research.
Don't jump on the politically correct bandwagon. And figure out what you think about Trump.
I've already figured it out.
Okay. Well, look, it was nice to meet you. And all the best. All right. See you.
Thank you. Somebody else got
Sure. So we're here asking people what they think about Trump. Do you have any opinions on Donald Trump yourself?
I do. I'm very much in favour of him. I think he's one of the greatest presidents that the USA have ever had. I bear in mind that I'm not an American citizen, I'm British, but I certainly think that he's good for Christianity and he's good for Europe. You know, for so long Europeans have basically taken the mickey out of America. You know, America has basically been funding NATO, and Trump has made sure that is stopping. That all the other countries make a fair contribution. I believe that Trump's trade policies, the way he's standing up to China, all of these things make me love the man. And in actual fact, on a personal level, I love him so much that I come out here on anti-Trump demos to stand up for him.
Do you think Trump's a bigot and a racist?
No. I certainly don't. There are plenty of, the reality is there are plenty of black people in America that have voted for Trump, and this is just a democratic ploy. You know, what do the poor Democrats want? They always want the hard up, done by black man. But the reality is that if you're going to succeed in life and really get on, you've got to get past the Democratic PC brigade and everything that they're throwing forward. Look at the state of America. Look what's going on over there with all this Antifa and all that
It's all
rubbish.
Democrat cities, right?
Yeah. You know, I think you guys are lucky to have Donald. I wish we could have had him here.
We're here in London. We're chatting to people about Donald Trump, seeing what they think of him. The media portrays him in a certain way. What do you think about Donald Trump?
I like him personally. I'm not too keen on his sort of economic plans, but definitely out of the major two guys, Biden and Trump, no doubt it would be Trump. I mean, I can't. I saw the debate last night. I'm not being funny, mate, but it's embarrassing watching Biden because he can barely string a sentence along. He was slightly better than you expect, but as someone was saying earlier, if you really do expect the worst of Biden, the only way is really up. So if he can manage to string a sentence along, my God, I can't believe that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But with Trump, he's always on the defensive because the mainstream media hate him, the establishment hates him, everyone hates, even his own Republicans, you know, the rhinos, Republican in name only, they hate him too. So I think that he is going to hang in. I think he is going to win at least by, well, yeah, he'll win overall, whether it will be a landslide or not. But I think he's horribly mistreated in the media, and most of these guys up here in the House of Commons, they detest him. But again, because they're massively disconnected from the average man. The average man likes Trump, really. So he likes him.
I think he probably didn't give the best impression last night, but I think it's due to the fact that the media is so against him. Yeah. They paint him in such a bad, false light that he's constantly on the defensive, and he feels like he needs to kind of defend that position.
Yeah. I tell you what I think it is. I think there's going to be, I think usually it's 3 debates, isn't there? 3 big debates, right? And I think what it is, just like a boxer, he doesn't want to go in straight away all throwing punches and stuff like that. Instead, he's building this up because, in my opinion, I think at any point Trump could destroy Biden in a debate, right? But he's just being tame right now because he's just waiting for he's waiting for him to, also Biden to fall on his own words, because he can barely string his own words. He's waiting for him to fall over. And at the end, by the 3rd debate, if there is going to be a 3rd debate, because there's talk about they're going to just have this one and that'll be it, for the media to protect Biden. But if it does go on any longer, by the 3rd and final debate, Trump will just annihilate him, and that'll be the end of Joe Biden forever, hopefully, and his son Hunter. And that'll be the end of it, because I think they really are. You may not like Trump, you may not love him, but I'd rather have Trump any day compared to that corrupt establishment that Democrat Party represents.
Well, this is the thing. If you don't know anything about Trump or his policies, and all you hear about Trump is what you hear through the media, he gets portrayed as this bigot, this racist, misogynist, when in actual fact, America under the last 4 years of Trump it's been one of the most successful the economy's ever been. There's been record low unemployment, record low unemployment for blacks, Hispanics. The average household income in America has gone up by $3,000.
Yeah.
He's been the most pro-peace president in modern history.
Third nomination for
Nobel Peace Prize. The first president to not start a full war since Jimmy Carter in 1978.
A lot of people don't know. Like the previous president, Obama, he's the only president in American history that has been constantly at war throughout his entire presidency.
Yeah.
But yet, ironically, nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is this clown world that we're living in now that this goes on. It's sort of like you have to look at the opposite of everything now.
What do I think of Trump? I don't know, actually. At the beginning, I thought he was just a bit of a lunatic. But now, I'm not sure. Because he's done what he says he's going to do. He's not going to war with anybody. I'm a bit unconclusive about Trump. I don't really know. At the beginning, I was anti-Trump, but now I haven't got him.
Familiar with Trump's policies with the economy or how the economy?
I don't really follow American politics, so I'm not really the right person to speak about America.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big follower of American politics. I just kind of see highlights of what's happening.
We're just walking around London, speak to people, see what they think about Trump. He's portrayed in a certain way by the media, but we want to find out what the British people really think of him. So, what's your personal opinion on Donald Trump?
Well, since I've stopped following the mainstream media and just done my own research, he seems to be creating world peace. He's not created any wars. He's bringing the troops home, creating peace in the Middle East. Yeah. So that's all a good thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when he first came into power, there was all this talk of him being like a warmonger, and he was going to start a nuclear war with Russia and Korea. When in actual fact, he's been the most pro-peace president in modern history. The first president not to start a full-scale war in their first term since Jimmy Carter in 1978. Sealed a historic peace deal in the Middle East between the UAE and Israel, and yet he's portrayed by the media as this warmongering sociopath, and it's really not the case. So
it's personality politics now. It's like if you don't like the way he talks, or not actually the things he does, and he don't take any wages either, which is quite unusual. First one since JFK, isn't he?
I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Yeah.
Today we're just walking around London. We're speaking to people about Donald Trump. He's portrayed a certain way in the media. His policies don't reflect that. We want to get the British people's opinion on President Trump. So, what are your thoughts on?
Well, I mean, to start off with, I was quite sceptical, but actually, as time's gone on, I've found I have a quite a positive disposition towards him. In the past couple of months, he's managed to broker more peace in the Middle East, in his 47 months of tenure, than Biden and his crew have in 47 years. We don't need a man who could barely finish a 5-year-old's jigsaw puzzle lecturing us on the merits of peace and virtue. And on the issue of the culture wars, I think it's a necessity that we get Trump back into office, because in my opinion, whilst I completely wholeheartedly agree with the statement Black Lives Matter, the organisation itself has done more to sow the seeds of division than any other institution. I never used to, and I still don't, thankfully, look at somebody with a different skin colour to me and think they are of this kind and therefore I must treat them in a certain way. Whereas I think what BLM has done is, rather than raise awareness to our differences, they have made them, if you like, stand out. So that's what I think. And on the issue of wokeness, I think that we are the real woke. We are the ones who are waking up to this nonsense and are realising that we are more than the colour of our skin. So whilst the left and the Biden brigade might like to hijack history and rename it, well, let us hijack their vocabulary and let us use the word woke to mean woken up to this left-wing nonsense.
I think it's a great failure of the left, their approach towards racism. Conservatives on the right, they're post-racial, they don't care what skin colour you are. But the left are inadvertently resegregating society. With the NFL, for example, they brought in a separate national anthem for black people. University colleges across the US now have separate graduation ceremonies for black people. This is objectively segregation.
Of course, and taking the knee is a symbol of submission. Now I've actually got to go, but what I'll give you an elbow, because I'd rather take the elbow than take the knee. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot for your time.